So we've just done the intro, the verse, pre-chorus and the chorus. We've also done the second verse. I think we're into the second verse now. So we're going to see if things change or not. So there's been a couple of changes that we saw in the second verse. Let's keep going. And I can see from the screen here we're just under halfway through. Okay, pre-chorus. Okay, same thing. That was chorus. Okay, bridge. Oh, guitar solo. It's guitar solo over the bridge section or the pre-chorus section. I'm not going to look into the solo just yet. Just the chords today. So that bit's new there. The through the test of time, whatever she was singing. So let's just work that bit out. So here I'm listening for the bass. Boom, boom. So it seems to be that. That's what the bass is doing, and the reason I'm looking for the bass is it will give me it might give me an indication as to what the chord is. Let's try some chords. The test of time. Oh, and to the 5 chord. The flat 11 chord, that is. So you'll notice me talking in numbers sometimes. Some people call it the natural number system. That was the 5 chord. And these numbers will change because this song is it's got a jazz element to it. So if you've got a song that's diatonic, the 1 chord is always the 1 chord. In this case, the 1 chord is always going to be the A flat. The 5 chord is always going to be the E flat. The 4 chord is always going to be the D flat. I should know this off the top of my head. The 2 chord's always going to be the B flat minor. But this song is there's a jazz element to it. So sometimes the 1 chord is the F minor. So, but anyway, that's something for another lesson. Into the chorus. Alright, so they're making it even more interesting. So this kind of outro chorus, that ending on that one is slightly different. Let's have a listen to it. Let's rewind that. Alright, so it's just another way of getting back into the chorus again. So rather than going to the 1, it stays on this 5 chord and then does something else after that. And let's check that out. Again, I'm listening for the bass here. I think just moving down this scale to the towards the F to start the chorus again. But it seems to be, I think it's just the bass movement. I don't think the chord is really moving much. I think the bass play might be just kind of like going off on one and walking down back to the root note of the chorus. Now, there is some chordal movement there, and knowing these keyboard players, they're into their jazz and their gospel, they're going to have a chord for every note that the bass player is playing. Let's see if we can try and figure it out. This sounds like it might be a bit more challenging though. It's such a small part as well. Small but important part. Anyway, let's try and figure it out. Yeah, so it could just be the chords that we've already done before with those root notes. Starting with the E flat 11. D flat major 7, the C, that C altered chord, or C7 flat 9, and I'm not really hearing much change after that. So, or maybe not much more after that. Let's have another listen. There's gonna be lots of rewinding when you do this kind of stuff. So here I'm just playing B flat minor 7 and just changing the bass note, or in my case I just play the B flat, let the bass player go to that note. And back into the beginning of the chorus again. Let's just play through it and see if it sounds okay. Right, so it's not going to the chorus again, it's going to an outro, which sounds like might be quite straightforward. It looks like we'll come to the end of the song as well, so let's just rewind that and go over that bit. Right, so it's fading out now. So when it comes back around for that chorus again, which we thought was going to be, or I thought was going to be chorus again, it's just going around this F minor 7 chord to the B flat minor 7 chord, and there's a little kind of quick snatch here, E flat major to back to F minor 7. So it goes. Just double check that. Snatch. Snatch again. Yeah. And then fade. Oh. So that's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write the chords out, and I'm going to try and stick it all on one page. I'll talk about that in a moment. But the things I also want to be aware of are the structure of the song. I generally find the structure is the hardest thing to learn in the song. If you don't want to be reading a chart, then the structure I find is the hardest thing to remember. The chords are usually quite straightforward, especially when you've learned a bunch of chords over your lifetime already. It's usually quite easy. That's the easy part. It's just remembering the structure of the song. So let's write this out and see what happens. Alright, so we're back, and I've just charted the song that we were looking at. There it is. I'll go into more depth on this in a moment. In fact, let's go into more depth on it now. Well, first of all, you can see I've used a Sharpie to write this, because when I'm looking at this, when I'm playing, I want it to be as clear as possible and as big as possible. I've done the top bit, the intro, which I've tabbed out because I need to be specific about what notes I'm playing. I've done that with a biro just because the Sharpie can be a bit thick sometimes. So there's our intro. Let's play it. So if you can remember this. Repeat. And into the verse. So we're here now, repeat. In fact, I'm not going to bother repeating. Then he goes into the bridge, D flat minor 7, your G flat 11, A flat major 7. Into this E flat 11 chord, into the chorus, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And I've put some little rhythm markings here because there is a specific rhythm there. So if you can't read rhythms, they're very useful, even for chord charts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. One of my favourite bits. To the intro. Okay, and then it just repeats. So we've got a verse, a bridge, chorus, and the way I've written this, I like to try and keep everything on one page as much as possible, so there's no page turning. Yeah, so I've managed to do that here. Sometimes you just can't do that. I've done it on an A4 page as well. But yeah, so basically it goes to a verse, bridge, chorus. There was some slight difference in the bridge. Which, if you want to, you can just write sorry, not the bridge, in the verse, in the second verse, which you can write out again if you want and put those rhythm markings there. I've decided not to for this, just to try and fit it all onto one page. Then we've got the solo section, and remember, we're just looking at the chords, we're not looking at the actual solo today. In fact, we're not even looking at the guitar part, really. We're looking essentially at the keyboard part, which is the chords. So it's over the bridge section, but it's got a slightly different ending, so I've just written the bridge section out again. Obviously it's a bit smaller, I'm trying to fit everything on the page. Then you've got your kind of different ending there. So these rhythm markings here, there is a name for it. I can't remember what it's called. I think it begins with a T. That's kind of not the proper way to write this, but it's actually easier to read. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So it's kind of easier to read. So I just break the rules a little bit, and it kind of goes against my OCD a little bit. And then we've got this final chorus here. So we've got final chorus here, and we've got what would normally go back into the chorus. So go to an F minor chord. It just carries on with the E flat. And then plays this kind of... There is actually a rhythm here, which I haven't worked out yet. I haven't bothered to work it out yet. That's lazy, to be honest. But I would normally just put the rhythm markings on the top, and then we got the outro section. So this bit kind of repeats and repeats to fade. So if you're playing this live, you'll have to figure out an ending for it. I'm sure that wouldn't be too difficult to do, but I'll leave that for you to do if you ever have to learn this song. So yeah, that's my transcription for it. And then I'd normally take a picture of it on my phone or scan it on my phone and then save it as a PDF. And then I'll put it onto my iPad on an app like Fourscore, and then I'll be able to read it on the gig. And I'll usually have a bunch of other charts that I can flick through as well. If I can charge my iPad in time, I will add some a picture of some of those as well. But that's my chart. And the reason, I may have mentioned this earlier, but the reason I like to chart this, so even if it's just like a first dance for one gig, I could go and learn the song, and that's actually a good thing to do. But if this song ever comes up again in the future, at least I've already transcribed it and I can just refer to my notes. So I've got a collection of a bunch of charts that I've done that I never use, because they're all like first dances that I've had to learn, but I've never had to play them again. Sometimes you do, but sometimes, a lot of the time, you don't. But there you go. That is how I will learn a song and transcribe it for a function gig, or particularly a function gig, if it's a song that I don't know already. I can also sometimes chart for other people if necessary. I've had other band members read off of my charts before, because they seem to like my charts. In fact, I just happen to have this one at hand. Here's one I had to play for a wedding. It's actually my sister's wedding. We did the song Perfect by Ed Sheeran, and those are the chords for that if anyone's interested. I think I did it with a capo at the first fret, and I charted that, but I wanted to chart it for the bass player as well so he could read it. So this is my chart for the bass player. It's just a chord chart, nothing particular, but you can see it's a similar format. You'll see, in fact, I'll show you how this is partly my own invention, how I do this. In fact, let's go back to the other one. So I'll have the sections here, and I usually like to double underline them. Verse 1, or verse, bridge, chorus. And I've called it bridge rather than pre-chorus. I'm actually not sure what the difference is. If you know, please let me know in the comments down below. And does it bother you when people use bridge instead of pre-chorus, or the other way around? And then I've got here intro, verse, and you see they're in boxes. So if it's something that I've already charted up here somewhere, I know I can refer to it up here. So there's an intro again, verse, bridge, chorus again, verse, bridge, chorus. And I've done it all in a line. I sometimes do it down the side if I've got space to do it, because I kind of knew I was going to be needing this space for the rest of the song. I've just done it left to right. Solo, so it's a new section, so I've underlined it. And it's essentially the bridge, but it's a new section, so I thought I'd double underline it. Normal chorus again for the different ending, and then new sections, the outro. So that's kind of how I do it. It's like a kind of shorthand thing, rather than having to do pages and pages of charts, and hopefully keep it all on one page. So if you've made it this far into the video, then you are amazing. And let me know you're still here by commenting Chaka 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 in the comments, and I'll try and reply with oi oi oi. Alright, so Chaka Chaka Chaka, oi oi oi. So that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, as well as your other comment. And feel free to come and make friends on social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram as Perfunctionist. I'm on Twitter as Perfunctionista. If you did find any use in this video, please consider liking it and please consider subscribing, because I'm still trying to reach my first 1,000 subscribers. And if you are still watching at this point, then you're helping me reach my 4,000 hours as well to help me monetize my videos. So thank you very much, much appreciated. Anyway, until the next video, I hope you're well, take care of yourself, and I will see you then. Take care.